What's up, guys? It's Victor here to talk some NHL Wednesdays with you. This is going to be a rather short video, as I hope you all know. The All-Star break was this last weekend, so we really haven't had much hockey at all since we've had no actual games since we last talked until just the past two nights. Up on Monday, it kicked up again. So, rather quick video. All-Star game and weekend as a whole, super fun. The skills comp was really cool. I really enjoyed the 3-on-3 women's game. I'm surprised it wasn't higher scoring, with I believe 2-1 was the final, with Canada taking the win. So I thought that was actually going to be a lot higher scoring, but nonetheless, amazing game to watch. Really cool for them to have the women's teams there, and I hope that becomes an annual thing because I really enjoyed it, and I'm sure a lot of other people did. All kinds of teams won different events. Connor McDavid got overthrown for fastest skater by Matt Barzal. Congrats to you, Matt. I don't think anyone expected it. He was the clear favorite to win, and Barzal just kind of swooped under at the last second. So cool to see that happen. Patrick Kane won their skill shot competition where they were shooting from the upper deck at all different targets. It was cool, the concept. As we were talking about that night, I don't know why they made the biggest target worth the most. However, I get, like, you want the arch to be important. It's in St. Louis. But anyways, great skills comp from that weekend. And then, of course, in the 3-on-3 tournament the next day, the Pacific beat the Central. The Atlantic beat the Metro, and then the Pacific went on in a very low-scoring game of 5-4, which, don't get me wrong, that is a high-scoring game, but not for a 3-on-3 tournament, whereas the first two, I think, hit like 18 goals each. The Pacific went on to win all, 5-4, so congrats to them. And yeah, now we're back into the swing of things, and I'm just going to run through all the standings where we are right now, with roughly 30 games left in the season for each team. Of course, they play 82 games on average. Every team's around like 50-51. So just over 30 games left for everybody. Right now, in the East, in the Atlantic, we have the Bruins, Lightning, Panthers. In the Metro, we have the Caps, Penguins, Islanders. And then the two wildcard teams, as it stands right now, is the Blue Jackets and Hurricanes. With the Flyers and Maple Leafs very close outside. The Sabres are kind of starting to fall. 10 points away from the second wild card with no games in hand on them, so it's not looking too great for them. And then, so as of right now, playoff matchups there would be the Capitals versus the Hurricanes, the Penguins versus Islanders, and then the Bruins versus Blue Jackets, and the Lightning versus the Panthers. So some cool playoff matchups there. And then in the West, still very close in the Pacific as it was right before the All-Star break, as 3 points separate the first through the fifth teams in the Pacific. It's wild, but not Minnesota. So I can't express how intrigued I am to see how this plays out for the rest of the year. This is by far the closest division. So in the Pacific, we have the Canucks, Flames, Oilers. The Oilers 1 game back from the Flames, but 2 games in hand on just about everybody in that division in the race right now. And then in the Central, the Blues, Avalanche, Stars, with the 2 wildcards right now being the Coyotes and Vegas Golden Knights. So our playoff matchups right now in the West would be the Blues versus the Golden Knights, solid matchup. The Canucks versus the Coyotes, solid matchup. And then we would have the Avs versus the Stars and the Flames versus the Oilers, giving us the Battle of Alberta in the first round. I can't even begin to express how crazy that would be. I know Brett, as a Flames fan, gets very intrigued for those games already, let alone if it was a playoff series. There would be so much on the line since the rivalry is back. And look for those two teams to play each other 2 more times in the next week and a half, I believe. Very, very intense games are going to happen, as a lot is on the line, aside from even all the bitterness between these two teams right now. So with that, thanks for tuning in to Top Tier Sports for NHL Wednesdays. So as we said before, we may be switching up our format soon. So keep an eye out after next week to see if we make some changes. Thanks, guys.